Who let the Hellhounds out? A rough. This week on The Hapless Heroes.
Hoblet throws his arms up, summoning the fleas.
Hello and welcome back to the Hapless Heroes podcast. My name is Dave and I will be your host and dungeon master for this evening. Let's start our evening the same way we start them all by introing our cast, and I'm going to start weenie, meenie, miny on my right with Francesco as the fabulous Felix Fizzlebottom.
What is a plan anymore?
His right we have John as Lord Jarrell the Light.
Hedric, no!
His right we have Nicole as Boris the Butcher.
Those puppies look angry.
To her right we have Mike as Lord and Captain Quinn Southwind.
I'm going to miss the little guy.
And to his right we have James as Hoblet the Smasher.
Good evening, friendos.
We left off in the midst of dire and consequential combat, during which Hedric the Entertainer was snatched away by a shadowy and barely corporeal hand off to parts unknown, while you tussle with some hellhounds that happen to be in this hallway.
Those bastards.
And
we don't have to recap too much because this is a multi-part episode situation. So
yes,
if you're starting at like part 3 or 4, like what the fuck are you doing?
Hi, you're drunk. Go back a couple episodes.
Stay drunk. Stay drunk. It's cool.
Stay drunk. It's probably definitely better when you're drunk. That's why comedy clubs have a 2-drink minimum.
Yes.
He's not wrong.
Totally not because, turning a profit or something.
I mean,
anyway. All right, so let's see if I can even remember where we were in the batting order. I think we were just at the top of the initiative, and I can just pull Hedric right out of that initiative order, which means Felix is up first. And now, as a recap, the one thing I do need to recap, though, is where everybody and everything is in this hallway. Because I feel that's probably at least slightly pertinent, less to the audience who just finished out the episode, and more to us, who it's been 2 weeks. So yeah.
You got it written down?
Do have it in written down. So at the furthest back end of the hallway, we've got a Felix.
Yep.
We have a Hellhound near him, it appears.
Not for long.
Do we? No, we don't. We have a Quinn near him, because that's a K and not an H, because I can totally read my own writing. All right, so we've got a Felix right at the back of the hallway. We've got a Quinn a little ways in front of him. About 15 feet from them, further down the hall, we have 2 Hellhounds. And about 5 feet further up, we've got a Boris, then a Hoblet, in a space where Hedric was. 3 more Hellhounds significantly further up, before we have a Jarrell, who is extended way deep to the end of this hallway, engaged with 3 Hellhounds himself. And the hand is no longer on the table, so that's where we are. So we've got Hellhound 1 is down about a good chunk of HP, Hellhound 2 is down a good chunk, and then we've got those 6 that are closer to Jarrell than the rest of everybody else. Those have not been damaged as of yet. So yes, we go back to the top of initiative with Felix at the back of the hallway with, whatever clue item he has.
Oh, hold on. Speaking of items.
Yeah, put your stone in.
Yep, there we go. Yep, and there's the bandana. All right, now we're in business.
Okay, we're in character now.
I think with the hair, the facial hair, and the bandana, you got kind of a drifter look going on. It's just all right.
Yeah, brother, who's ready for some Eldritch Blast?
Yep, there we go.
For the Destiny fans out there.
Yeah.
So, speaking of Eldritch Blast, sorry, Warlocks aren't necessarily a one-trick pony, but they're not a one-trick pony.
You have strictly the best cantrip in the game, so duh.
Yes. So, I'm going to do things a little differently, though, in that since I have 3 separate beams that I can fire, I'm going to fire a separate beam at each of the damaged... there's only 1 damaged Hellhound currently, right? That's the one that Hoblet got the opportunity attack on?
Or roughly 36, one's been hit for 14. And those are the ones that appear to be at least just behind Boris. So about 20 feet from you, 15 feet from Quinn. And negative 5 feet.
120-foot range on this, so we good. I'm gonna pump 2 into the less damaged one, and the 3rd into the more damaged one.
Sounds.
So let's fire the 2 first at the mildly weakened Hellhound. And I think so. The lowest I got there is a 15, and the other one is
the above will hit them.
Yeah,
unless
like
you're crit.
30. So. So let's see. That one's gonna take. Oh God, Snake Eyes and the D10s. You hate to see it. So that's 12 force damage.
The bigger one's taking 12.
The one that has taken less damage is taking now 12, and then the single blast that's firing at the more weakened one. If you said a 15 hits, then I'm gonna go right ahead and guess a 24 does. So.
No, yes, that's how math works.
Oh my God! And I rolled a 2 on this D10. I gotta put these D10s away. So that's gonna be 7 force damage. Glancing hits on all of them. Just like, they just kind of fire wildly out of my fingers. I'm a little shook from just watching Hedric be just swept away. So my aim was a little off. I still hit him, but just not in any sort of major way.
Yeah, so the one that is damaged is now very, very damaged and not doing well at all. And the other one is modestly damaged, but still chugging along.
All right. I think I did what I could do with, what I had here. I think, though, just because how many of them are still alive? You said there was 5?
We have, there are 8 total that are alive.
8 total that are alive. Okay, then this is a good time to burn. And I'm going to put on the moderately damaged one now. I'm going to cast Hex. Should have done this in different order, but I'm going to cast Hex on it, and I'm going to choose the ability score of... I'm going to give it the Dex Hex.
Dex Hex, a wise choice.
And now, because you and I established that custom Eldritch Invocation, because we misinterpreted the rules before, the Dex Hex applies to also saving throws.
Yes, it does now.
And I will burn the spell slot, and that will be my turn. So that, it has disadvantage on all Dex saves and checks while it's hexed, and when it dies, I can... if the target drops to 0 hit points before the spell ends, I can use a bonus action on a subsequent turn of mine to curse a new creature without casting the spell again. So since there's 8 of them, I can just keep, as we kill them, keep moving the hex to a different one. You know what I mean? Just for that extra damage I can do against them. All right.
It has taken its hex. So just to go over the remainder of the batting order real quick to refresh everybody else. So, Felix, Quinn, Hoblet, Boris, and then Jarrell. So, Felix is
not last, even though he rolled a...
Hey.
He had the hot roll.
Middle of the pack, though, not bad for the kind of smashing he do. So, it is Quinn who is next up. Quinn, you've got the 2 that are 15 feet from you. The others are significantly further down the hallway.
Jarrell is next to the 2 that are nearest me, right? Who else is near them?
Okay, so Boris is about 5 feet past them. Hoblet is about 10 feet past them. Jarrell is a good 50 feet further down the hall.
I'm just trying to strategize this. So I'm going to cast Shatter 10 feet from me as the
Point of
center
origin.
point.
Yeah, it's like the point of origin. Yeah.
So then
Okay.
it has a 10-foot radius, so it wouldn't hit me, and it shouldn't hit Boris.
You can absolutely spot it like that, yes.
So I'm going to cast Shatter. There is a Constitution saving throw that must be made by the 2 Hellhounds.
So we have, let's see, what would be a 19 and a 5.
Okay,
So we're
so
gonna say
the
the
19...
damaged one got a 19, and the not as damaged one got a 5.
The 19 passes, but still takes half damage, and the failed ones takes full damage. So I'm rolling 3d8 thunder damage. 12 damage on the one that takes full, and 6 damage on the one that takes half.
Okay, so the one that takes full is definitely quite bloodied now, and the one that took half is destroyed outright.
Oh, nice.
Oh, cool.
It was pretty bloodied at that point.
Yeah.
It was at a very low number of HP.
I'm going to move up the 15 feet to take my action surge and rapier the crap out of the one that's still alive.
All right.
Ooh. Getting spicy over there.
Listen, I'm a fighter now, so I gotta show my
You
shit.
sure do. You're just burning all the stuff on the small things.
Nat 20.
Heyo.
Hey.
Super
believe you.
exciting. No, I know. I think that's the first nat 20 I've rolled in a very long. I've rolled a couple of nat 1s.
That's the next thing I'm investing in now. Everyone's getting dice cams. Keep you honest.
keep you honest.
Yeah, so we're gonna have this like 2 cam setup going on. We're gonna look like full-on streamers at this point.
So that's
fucking
full.
gorgeous, by the way.
Oh, I love it. That is cute. Yeah, I like it. So that's full damage plus an extra roll, right?
Yep.
Without modifier. So
Um,
it's
yes.
8 plus 2 is 10.
Plus the damage dice again.
Oh wait, I'm 3 dexterity now, so 8 plus 3. I forgot to change all my because I don't use weapons very often. So it's 8 plus 3 is 11
Plus a d8.
plus 2, so 13 damage.
13. You know, you definitely skewered
Piercing
the big
damage.
Jesus out of this thing. It's not dead, but it is gimpy and leaky.
Close enough. I feel good
Gimpy and
about it.
leaky is gross.
For my bonus action, I'm going to give inspiration to Jarrell.
Yeah.
Come on, Mike, sing a song.
Sorry, no.
Bill used to
No,
sing
but-
songs.
I used to have
Oh.
I used to have those inspirational quotes up, and I was doing a really good job with it, and I didn't put it on bookmark, so I gotta find something.
Feeling inspired, John?
Oh yeah, really
Oh,
inspiring.
okay. I'm actually gonna change that. I'm gonna inspire Hoblet. Sorry, Jarrell.
Oh!
Just because of the inspirational quote that I found. And I'm sorry. I'll inspire you on my next turn. I promise, Jarrell.
Yeah.
So Hoblet. People often say that motivation doesn't last. Well, neither does bathing. That's why we recommend it daily.
Daily bathing? Okay.
We can talk about your hygiene habits later. Let's
Never
kill these
mind.
things.
Just murder these things.
Will do.
Okay, so anything else left on your turn there, Quinn?
Nope. I think I'm tapped out.
Fantastic. And that takes us from Quinn right on to Hoblet. As a refresher, you are about, 10 feet forward from, about 15 feet forward from Quinn, a good 5 feet forward from Boris. And the action with Jarrell is quite a ways ahead. I'd say about 50 feet or so. You've also got 3 Hellhounds about 40 feet away that are rapidly closing, although in D&D momentary freeze frame as they are.
Roger. I am going to cast Insect Plague.
Metal.
Holy fuck! What?
Oh, wait a minute. Dag nabbit. Oh no, never mind.
I love the internal thought process that he's having, and we just get to hear the
I saw the 10 minutes, and I was like, oh shoot, it takes 10 minutes. No, it lasts 10 minutes, not it takes 10 minutes. It's one act.
Okay.
So, Insect Plague, 300 feet radius, or 300 foot range, so they're within 300 feet, yeah.
I thought you said I thought you say radius. I was like, so you mean like you just summon a fucking plague on all of us? Like
Right.
that's the nuclear option, man.
It's a 20 foot radius. So can I catch all 3 of the approaching in a 20 foot radius?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, then they're caught. And let's just say, because we're fighting dogs, that this is going to be a plague of fleas.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Okay, so let's see how these bastard hounds like a little flea bath. And then I'm gonna Hoblet throws his arms up, summoning the fleas.
like that scene in The Mummy.
Yeah, exactly like that scene.
They come from his underarm.
I am so hoping that comes out good enough for me to use as the bumper,
Right.
because that quote right there.
That
quote right there.
They have to make a save. Where
Okay.
do I? It just says save halves. Where do I see what? Is that me?
It would be the type of save. So if you're looking at your character sheet, it's on the save column. Or in the spell book, it's.
You're right.
It'll say in the description.
A con save.
They are also making con saves. Jeez, I feel like that Dex Hex is going to waste here a little bit.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping it was a dex, but it is not.
It's fine.
It's all a big con anyway. All right, so our first one, let's see, Natty.
Natty 1.
No, Nat. The second one is going to be, let's see, a 12, 14. And our third is going to be a 9.
I think only the nat 20 passes. Your spell save DC is
17.
Okay, it's going to be the leftmost is going to be the one that made that save.
So it's 4d10 piercing damage, and the save halves.
All right. Roll that.
So
down.
I'm picturing the piercing damage coming in the forms of vicious flea bites.
just an unbelievable amount of flea bites.
Here we go. 5, 10, 15, 18.
All right, so 2 are taking 18.
1 is taking 9.
Any other effects besides just the damage?
No.
Okay, wasn't sure. Sometimes they do some extra stuff, you know.
Oh, they're not itchy.
I mean,
It would be great if I could like make them stop and scratch or something.
but you said it lasts 10 minutes, so like, what does that mean?
Let's find out. I'm just looking at it on the spell sheet. Sorry, Chris.
Oh yeah.
I've never cast this spell before.
Let's get the full text.
Oh, yes. Missed for not asking.
Right. Swarming, biting fleas fill a 20-foot sphere centered at a point you choose. The sphere spreads around corners and remains for the duration. When in the area, the creature must make a con save. The creature will take 4d10 on a failed save. It takes half as much as on a successful one. The creature must also make the saving throw when it enters the spell's area for the first time or when a turn ends there.
Perfect. So, like, if they happen to end their next turn there, then they have to save again against the spell.
Yes.
So it's just fleas
Okay.
swarming around. Cool.
All right, that's going to have some interesting knock-on effects because Jarrell, that cloud of fleas is about 2 inches from your ass.
You're welcome.
No, because he has to make the save if he enters the area for the first time, too.
I know,
Yeah,
that's
I
why
know.
I said you're welcome.
He's got several angry dogs in front of him, and the cloud of fleas immediately behind him. So, no stepping back.
Who would you prefer to be bit by?
Well, I mean, I think I can speak for Jarrell here when I say that he's immune to being frightened, so the chances of him backing up really are slim to none.
I was actually planning on it just to give everybody else the bonuses that I have, but whatever. I guess you don't get my bonuses now.
Oh, I feel bonus.
All right. So the cloud
That's
is
a lie.
there.
I do like the bonus. I can't cast 2 spells, right? Okay. So,
Not 2 leveled
I mean-
spells. You could, if one of them is
Yes.
a bonus action, you can cast a cantrip along with it.
okay. No, then I'm good. And I can't move, right?
You can.
Yes,
Okay.
you can.
You
Maybe
haven't.
I'll-
Wait, I
No, you know what? I'll stay here. Boris is here. Jarrell's up
Yeah.
there. We're all right. I'll stay here.
Yes. So the cloud of fleas starts 20 feet in front of you, by the way. I'm assuming that you just centered it right on the dogs, correct?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, then everything is as described. The cloud of fleas is just behind Jarrell, while he has 3 hellhounds right in his face. Other than that,
Watch your ass, Jarrell.
ha ha ha. If that takes us out of Hoblet the Smasher's turn, then we are on to Boris.
All right.
You
so
are right
Boris.
behind Hoblet, pretty much.
Boris is gonna throw her dagger at the one single remaining hellhound in the front that's in rough shape.
Okay, so the one that was in 5 feet behind you.
Yes, yeah, the one that had
Okay.
just run past me.
Yep. That one was 5 feet behind you. I believe that 14 was an oppie that you might have gotten against it way back in the beginning. I think I remember what that was from. So yes, if you're throwing your knife at that, roll your attack.
24.
Oh yeah, it's absolutely gonna hit.
And it does 8 damage.
8 damage is enough to kill it, so you can feel free to get descriptive.
I just, sorry, Boris just, spins around and throws her dagger as if it were a disc golf disc. Just, a nice little spin and release, and it catches the hellhound in the back of the head. And drops the hellhound, and then she just catches the dagger and immediately turns around back to Hoblet and kind of like hides behind him.
I can imagine it's like the back-to-back thing, right? Where like Hoblet's like in front, like swing in, or like Trixie at the ready, and you're like knife out, like
A
behind
dwarf
him, like
and a
just-
little
yeah.
girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, so about the same height.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Width is a little different, but
Yeah, that's why.
Oh yeah, Hoblet, he thick.
yeah.
Thick, 2 C's, 3 C's,
Mhm.
maybe.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
And then I guess before the end of my turn, I'm also gonna take advantage of Master of Tactics there and help Hoblet for his next turn. By
Ooh.
being his eyes.
So he has advantage on his next attack, essentially.
Yeah,
Bitch.
Right.
helping to tell him exactly where to swing.
Oh yeah, that's the mastermind subclass for Rogue. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I did have a mastermind character. I haven't really gotten to leverage him properly yet.
Yeah, this one either.
Hoblet's like taken aback by the mental wave of proficiency he feels.
Yeah, I mean,
Yes.
think about it. Like you're back to back. Like you're just fucking like ready to like attack from all angles here. The two of you.
For one 4-armed fighting monster.
Yeah.
I have a feeling this is going to become a horrible pattern. I'm
You
here
have
for it.
arms with knives on your back, essentially.
All right.
Always wanted this.
This is what I've always wanted.
Okay, so if that takes us to the end of Boris's turn, we're gonna zip forward to the other end of the hallway with Jarrell. 3 Hellhounds in front of him, and 3 bajillion fleas behind him.
Now, the hand had kind of like ripped Hedric right past me, right?
Yes.
So I imagine like Jarrell like tried to like reach out his hand and just barely missed Hedric's as it passed him.
Oh yeah. There was a whole camera shot where everything got slow, and there was some dramatic music and a little bit of that, and the close up on the fingers just barely missing each other. Yes, there was a lot of gravitas to it. It was quite well directed. In the future, when someone does a cartoon of this show.
And Jarrell, of course, wants to give chase immediately, but realizes that he has to kill these Hellhounds first. Now, these Hellhounds undead?
They are not.
Okay,
I already tried that.
I wasn't sure.
We wouldn't have even been fighting them if they were undead.
So close.
Yeah. 19
on the first attack. I'm going to split my attack between 2 of them. 2 19s. Great. Cool. Thanks. Which, of course, my 19s end up being...
Do you improve critical?
No.
Oh, damn.
But, yeah. Still a crazy hit. Plus 8. I do radiant damage, 2d10 radiant damage anyway. I'm trying to decide if I want to use. I might as well. I'm going to use 2 first level divine smites on the 2 that I'm hitting. There's still a third one that I haven't gotten to hit yet.
Damn, we should have recorded like a Paladin math song that I can just insert into these specific moments right here.
Yeah, there's some kind of like that beautiful mind looking meme with
Yeah. Just all
with
the
Zach
numbers.
Galifianakis and
Yeah,
just all the
exactly.
numbers and formula shit going on.
So that's 3d8 and 2d10 plus a d8 of slashing damage per hit.
Go
So
for it. Just,
3d8.
We'll see, audience will see at the end of this.
5.
Yeah, like I would have let you know already if any resistances or immunities are coming into play. So just let us know the bill at the end.
Insert Jeopardy theme music here.
I don't need it to be well. Actually, the audience might want it to be itemized, but I'm just gonna punch it into the calculator as a whole number.
So it's 24. Or I'm sorry, 25 damage for the first one. And the second Hellhound, 9, 18, and then 16 slashing. That's almost max for a lot of those. So 16 plus 18 is 34, right? Plus 9 is 43. So the other one takes 43.
And another 9, so 16, 18, and 9?
Yeah, I did 43 damage to the second one. The first one was 25.
Yep, that tracks. All right,
Paladins,
so
everyone.
the first one's still kind of okay-ish. The second one is quite bloodied. It's missing some chunks. Like whole
Right.
chunks.
And I don't think there's really anything else I can do. So that's it for me.
Okay, we get to the monsters themselves. These hounds. So let's see. We're going to resolve the 3 that are closest to Jarrell, and we'll work our way back down the hallway. Let's see. What do we got that we can do? Oh, we've got pack tactics. Hounds have advantage on attack rolls against a creature if at least one of the hound's allies is within 5 feet of the creature and the ally isn't incapacitated. So none of them are. All 3 of them are going to get advantage on all of their attacks.
Yep.
make sure I've got. Okay, yes. So all three of them are going to get their single bite attack. First one is going to be, let's see, a 16 against armor class.
Nope.
Ew, second one isn't going to do it either then. A 3 and a 4 on the dice. Like, what? Come on, guys. I need this advantage to be worth something here. And another nope. A 6 and a 2.
Jarrell is they're just bouncing off his shield.
Yeah.
He's kind of like tossing them to the side with his giant muscles.
Yes, you have managed to parry every single one of these attacks, and the hounds continue to press in close. Now, back further down the hallway, we've got the 3. They're inside this cloud of fleas, and like any dog, supernatural or not, they're not very keen on the experience, and they're going to come up barreling forward towards Hoblet and Boris, bursting out of the cloud with, just like a poof as they blast out.
But they passed Jarrell.
No, because Jarrell was ahead of these 3.
Right.
Oh,
I had ran
out.
after
Yeah.
Hedric.
So, like, the fleas are, like, between... I see. Okay.
Yes. So the flea cloud is between Jarrell and the rest of the party.
Got it. Okay.
That's why I can't go back.
Hoblet can dispel that when it's his turn again,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
I'm trying to work on, different creative battle spaces here that still fit within what we got going on here. Yeah, I've graduated all the way up to hallway. Go me. Anyway, so the 3 come blasting out at both Hoblet and Boris. And Hoblet, you are at the front of the hallway with both back to back. So they're going to come closing in on you. And unless Boris is not hiding behind, they're all 3 going to attack Hoblet. They're going to use their same pack tactics for advantage on each of their attacks. Oh, there we go. So 24 against armor class for the first one.
That'll hit.
The second one is only going to be a 12 against armor class.
Not a chance.
Didn't think so. And the third one is going to net 20. So
Even though my armor class is 20, I feel like they still hit.
yeah, well, yeah, net.
Well, yeah. Even if it was a flat like modified 20, a match is a hit.
Oh yeah.
They are
Okay.
2d8 plus 3. So that first one, 3, 7, so it's 10, so 13 piercing on the first attack. And I need you to make a strength saving throw.
Eight.
An 8. Okay, you are now knocked prone. Although all these are happening at the same time, so I'm not going to treat any of these other attacks as though you're prone yet. But as a result of all this, you will be prone at the end of this combat round.
Yeah, like
so
the dogs just essentially all hop on top of you, like dog pile, literally.
Yes. They're dog piling, they're biting, but anyway, we've got that nat 20, which is, let's see, 2d8 plus 3, so that's maybe 16, 17, 18, 19, plus the other die roll of 1 and 3, so 19, 22, 22, 23 piercing damage from that second one.
Oh, you bastards!
And you are prone, and the other 2 hounds are dead. So that is the end, and we're back to the top of initiative for Felix Fizzlebottom.
All right, so let's take inventory here. We have now 1 hound on Hoblet.
No, you have 3 hounds on Hoblet.
We have 3 on Hoblet. We have Jarrell. I think is only Jarrell's fighting 2 still.
Jarrell is
He
also
killed 1.
fighting 3. He has not killed any. He's
fighting
damn
3.
near killed 1. One's at full health, and
Okay.
one's in between those values.
And the ones that are on Hoblet are just damaged from the fleas.
Yes, they have taken flea damage, but that is it so far.
Okay. Any others I'm not accounting for now?
No, all
Mike is
6 are.
skewered one. Or I'm sorry, Quinn is skewered one. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. In order to free up Hoblet, I'm going to fire 3 Eldritch Blast. My Eldritch Blast, the 3 beams, and 1 on each of the Hellhounds.
All right.
The lowest I rolled was a 16, so they all hit. So first one is going to take, that's better, 10 force damage. Second one takes 6 force damage. Third one takes 12 force damage. And I'm going to choose that the one that only took 6, because I also have Lens of Lethargy and Repelling Blast on this, right?
Right.
The one that took 6 has its speed reduced by 10 until the end of its next turn. And the one that took 12 is pushed 10 feet back.
Okay, so hang on. So the one that took 6, which I'm going to count as the middle for my purposes, is slowed.
Oh, and actually it says, because Lance of Lethargy is once per turn, but Repelling Blast is just creatures hit by my Eldritch Blast can be pushed 10 feet away from me. So
okay.
fuck it. All 3 of them get pushed 10 feet back.
Okay, good. That makes things simpler on my notes. They are no longer piled on top of Hoblet.
Are they back in the fleas?
No, they are
10
not.
feet.
They
They moved a lot. They moved a lot further than that. Yeah.
I wasn't sure how
I
far
have
it
an
was.
interesting thought with that. They were engaged in close combat with Hoblet, correct?
Yes.
What are your thoughts on being at least one swing of opportunity against them on their way out? Or is that only for voluntary movement?
I think that's only for voluntary movement. Like if you
And
choose
I'm
to,
prone.
yeah,
Yeah,
if you
you're
choose to
also kind
move
of
away
prone.
from combat without disengaging, then but
Okay.
at the same time, it's like you're being forcibly moved. So I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know.
I would say
Never mind. It says right here. You also don't provoke an opportunity attack when you teleport or when someone or something moves you without using your movement. So you would actually have to be choosing to
okay.
spend
Yeah.
movement to move away from the creature without disengaging in order to trigger the opportunity attack. So
Okay.
like if an explosion hurls you out of a foe's reach, or if gravity causes you to fall past an enemy, no opportunity attack.
okay, good. So audience gets a learning moment along with us that non-voluntary movement does not provoke an opportunity attack.
Boom. We learned
All right.
something today.
Cool.
Ah, nutcracker.
They are blasted back 10 feet, but I suppose that would definitely facilitate Hoblet's ability to stand up unopposed when it comes time.
That 10 feet, does that push them back into the fleas?
No, it does
we
not.
just established that.
So you
Okay.
were 20 feet from the fleas. They are now
Okay,
10
yeah, you're
feet
right,
from
you're right,
you,
you're
so
right. Too
dead
far.
between. But hey, if there's a way to continue to force that issue backwards, maybe it does become a thing again. But anyway, Felix, do you have anything else this turn?
No, but it makes me think if I had actually tried to just shoot one of them, would it have been moved 30 feet back? Because each hit? I don't know. I'll have to look that up. But
Yeah.
until then, nothing else. Oh, wait. Actually, is the one that I hexed... I keep fucking forgetting about this, and I'm doing this in the wrong order. The one I hexed is dead, right?
The one you hexed
Yes.
is dead, so you have not bounced the hex.
All right, bonus
I think
action. I'm gonna bounce it to the middle one that Jarell is attacking.
the middle one that Jarell is attacking. Okay.
This thing has because Hex has
Okay,
a
that's
90-foot
the
range. So
Yep, and that is the extra damaged one. And I would say 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Oh my gosh, you are just in 90 feet from him.
nice. All right, I bounce it
Yeah.
there.
Like that was, I counted that out. You were like right on 90 feet.
I mean, I would have moved a little further
Yeah.
if I had to, but
Okay,
I like being at the back here.
we'll keep you there.
That's it for my turn.
All right. Fantastic. Quinn, you are up next. You are about
I just wanna-
10 feet behind Boris and Hoblet.
Right. Who's how far behind Jarrell?
Who are 10, 20, 30, 40, about 55 feet behind Jarrell.
And then the Hellhounds are 10 feet in front of him. Because
The Hellhounds are 10 feet in front of Hoblet. So you have them, let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20. They are 25 feet from you right now, looks like.
and where's Jarrell and all that?
And Jarrell is another 30 or another 40 feet past that with another set of 3 hounds right on him.
Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna cast Confusion on the 3 past Jarrell.
The ones that I'm fighting?
Yes. That's the one that
Okay.
Felix just pushed, right?
No.
No, those
Yeah.
are the other ones?
Yeah.
There's a bit of a
Fine.
haze as there's a cloud of fleas
Okay.
in between, but you still have line of sight. You can do it.
Yeah, okay, let's do that. Let's cast Confusion on the 3 farthest
All right.
ones.
You said you
they
have
have to
that
do-
kind of range, right?
Yeah, I have 90 feet.
Okay,
Um,
okay. Yeah, I think you did say that. Sorry.
So no, I didn't say that, but that's why I was trying to do the math in my head. Okay, so cast Confusion, they have to do a Wisdom saving throw, all 3 of them, because I'm casting on the center
Okay.
one.
So we have a 7, a nat 20,
Damn.
and a 4.
Okay, so the 2 end ones then, the center one passes. The 2 end ones now cannot take any reactions, and then on their turn, they have to roll a D10, and I will tell you. Well, you can probably also pull it up at some point, but
Okay.
I'll tell you what they have to do.
Sounds wonderful. Anything else on your action economy?
I am going to give Jarrell inspiration, and if you're not using all the talent that Valen has provided you for the betterment of man, understand, I am the man.
Who was supposed to be inspired by that?
Jarrell.
This is a Quinn inspiration we're talking
Yeah,
about. A
right.
Quinn
Yeah.
inspiration.
Yeah, about to say you're inspiring others through self-affirmation.
Right.
There's our definition of Quinspiration.
I mean, I literally,
Yep.
I offended Hoblet, although I don't know if he takes offense to that. I think he finds that as a compliment.
Hoblet is inoffensive.
And I think just the fact that I promoted Valen and Jarrell's connection to her, I feel like that worked out too.
Exploited the connection to buff up yourself. It was great. So yes, that inspiration or that bardic inspiration stands. Anything else? Or
I'm gonna move slightly behind Hoblet and Boris.
okay, so maybe about another 5 or so feet forward.
Come within my bosom.
All right.
So where does that put me in relationship to the 3 Hellhounds?
The 3 Hellhounds, you are now about 15 feet from the Hellhounds. As you're about 5 feet behind Hoblet.
Let's move
and
right up.
Dogs.
Yeah, let's move right up with Hoblet and Boris then.
Okay, you are right up in that crowd, so they would be about 10 feet, maybe 12 at most from you.
Yep, that's cool.
All right, wonderful. That's Quinn. Hoblet, you are up. You are currently prone, so you can spend half of your movement to stand.
Let's do that. Let's go ahead and do that. Go ahead and stand up. Rah, you bastards. I have 2 still near me. Fran pushed 1 away.
No, all 3 were
Pushed all
away.
3 away. But they're 10 feet away from you, so you have enough movement to get to them still.
Barely. I can go
I
12.
got them off of you. What do you want from me?
Well, let's walk up, and if there's one in the middle, we're gonna swing Trixie. We're gonna go ahead and go swinging, baby.
We'll go
I
swing.
don't want to roll you though, because you've been pissing me off lately. That
I like
die.
how he talks to his dice.
And that one is the one that was slowed, if it means anything.
17.
A 17 absolutely hits.
All right. Let's do. You two. So I get to do. Trixie does 2d6 plus 4. No, 2d6 plus 6. So I rolled a 4 plus 6 is 10. But then I also get to do 2d8 damage once per turn, which is 9. So 19.
19 damage total.
And then. Is that one dead?
It is not, but it is quite bloodied.
Yeah, we're gonna just. I'm just gonna. You son of a bitch, go down! And I'm just gonna swing again.
Oh,
All
the
right.
kids are asleep.
Yeah, I'm in the basement. They're upstairs. Well, who knows? Bitching. I rolled an 18, so 24.
Yeah, that'll absolutely do it.
Okay. 7 plus 6 is 13. Plus 12 is 25.
All right, 25 extra damage will absolutely kill it.
Okay, so the first hit, he kind of came through like an uppercut hit, and then when it didn't die, I like went 2 hands straight over the head, skull smasher.
Splat.
Trixie, good swing, baby, good swing.
Oh
He talks
yes,
to his dice. He talks to his hammer.
it's quite flattened.
It's very clear that he's had very little contact outside of claying it in and his whores.
Yeah.
Langedin's whores, not his.
Yeah.
They were wonderful whores.
Seemed like they were shared.
It's possible.
I think if you're a whore, you're nobody's by definition.
Anywho,
That could be taken the wrong way. Are you sure you want your you think about it? Your kids might listen to this one day and be like, "What the fuck was Dad doing?"
oh, he didn't say that. Hoblet.
I'm
I'm
sure
sure.
they would know him by then.
Right.
All
I
of the
mean,
Hoblet jokes are
playing a
predicated on the
character.
fact that Hoblet's moderately awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true.
There's already years of this that he can't undo.
If that's the line right there, they've made it up to this point. They haven't been offended, and then that's the one, and they're like,
No.
"Whoa, Dad, that's over the line."
There's the bridge too far.
There. Yep. No. Canceled.
Okay. All right. Anything else, Hoblet?
Have we taken damage?
Barely.
Yeah, you have.
Has anyone else taken damage?
Barely.
Yeah, no, not
How many
not
of us?
particularly.
Jarrell, Quinn, no. Okay, then I'll hold off. I have a bonus healing action spell, but
Save it.
yeah, I'll save it for when I can, because I can do it for 6 people. So I'll wait till everybody's taking damage.
Okay. After Hoblet, we move on to Boris.
All right, so there's one left with Hoblet now.
There are 2 left with Hoblet. They are about 12 feet up from you.
And they're like right next to Hoblet now, right?
Yes,
That's
Hoblet is all up in their personal space.
All right, so Boris is going to scamper up behind Hoblet to start. And then kind of jump out from behind him to make a sneak melee attack at one of them.
Okay,
With your
you
trusty
would
dagger.
absolutely be getting sneak attack. Oh, what kind of dagger is this, by the way?
This is the trusty dagger.
The
So
trusty
Boris is
dagger.
one that can
Yeah.
push back at her. But
Capital
in
T.
perfect.
I was gonna say capital T, capital D, trusty dagger. Like,
Okay,
this is the one that like poops back to her hand after she uses.
Okay,
the
good.
frozen.
A plus something dagger. Good.
Yes,
There's
yeah,
a distinction. Just wanted to be sure.
Yeah. So the hit for that is a 23.
Yep, we know that does it.
Oh, that looks terrible already.
Might be enough, anyways, though.
35.
35 damage
Yes.
to, let's see,
One
which
of-
the one on the left or the one on the right?
The one on the left.
The one on the left. 35 is enough to get the job done for the one on the left.
Perfect. So Boris just like acrobatic jumps, like just uses Hoblet as like a diving board or like
springboard, essentially. Yeah.
springs over him and tries to do like mimic what he just did with Trixie, like slam her blade down into the head.
I admire your gumption.
This duo right here.
Yeah,
That duo.
yeah.
So,
Can't
The
take
current-
up anywhere nice, I'll tell you that right now.
Well,
Yeah.
no, listen, Boris has done her fair share of like trying to belong where people are dressed and acting nice.
Yeah, but now she doesn't have to pretend.
This is not that place, right?
Yeah. Okay.
You might be able to learn a thing or two, if anything, Hoblet.
Ha! I'm 227 years old.
Uh-huh.
I'm not learning a damn thing.
So that all that time you spent with Clangeddon, you just admitted was absolutely useless to you then, right?
No, I was younger then.
Oh my gods.
now is the
I'm
time.
13.
Now is the exact time he's decided that his brain is full and nothing else is going in. ever
That's
again.
it. We've capped it off. If the only way we're learning anything new is if we start shedding other shit.
Brain's full.
All right. Boris, do you have anything else going on with your bonus action or anything?
You have a cunning action.
Yeah, how? I will disengage from the. I don't know. Do I count as engaged with the other wolf? Were they?
Yes.
Were they? I'm gonna disengage from the other wolf by once again hiding behind Hoblet and becoming his third and fourth arm.
Perfect. We'll have you kind of by default, air quotes, 5 feet back, just to say that you're disengaged and you're behind Hoblet now. That's your action economy. And that takes us to Jarrell. Just as an update on the current state of play, there is one dog still left in front of and engaged with Hoblet. And that is somewhat bloodied. And then you've got the 3 hounds that are engaged with Jarrell further up the hall. One is quite bloodied, and the other 2 are just fine. The 2 on the outside that are not bloodied are confused, however.
Right. First thing I'm going to do is hit the one that is bloodied. And then I'm going to hit the other ones after. I got a 17 to hit. I'm just going to do the 2d10. I think I also get a... Do I always get the plus the Divine Smite, or I have to use it?
Improved Divine Smite is always active.
Okay.
Which
So
is
17.
1d8.
23 damage, 23 radiant damage, and 11 slashing damage. So a total of 34 damage to the bloodied one.
Okay. Yes, it is very, very destroyed in whatever manner you choose.
And then I will hit the... I did it. I finally did it. Nat 20. That's a nat 20.
It has been a while for you, hasn't it?
For an attack roll. It's been a while. Now, does that include the Divine Smite?
I mean, you wouldn't roll the Divine Smite because really it's just the weapon is critting. right? So
Divine Smite
when you
is
roll
just
a crit, it's,
effect, so that wouldn't.
it just tacks on the extra effect of the attack.
So, but the 2d10 radiant damage that I do with my attack does get included. Because the Holy Avenger does 20 radiant damage off the bat.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's interesting. You get to roll extra dice for the attack's damage against the target. Roll all of the attack's damage dice twice. All of the attack's damage dice twice.
That's what I was looking for, because I'm pretty sure that Dave.
And then it says, then add any relevant modifiers as normal.
Right.
So if the attack involves other damage dice, such as from the rogue's sneak attack feature, you roll those dice twice as well. So we were wrong last time. Boris crit.
That's what I thought it was.
So anytime so the modifiers don't double, right? So like your plus whatever like that's tacked on at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Don't stack, but anywhere that the dice roll would happen, happens again. So because we automatically rule it that a crit is max damage on the first set of damage dice, and then you roll the damage dice again. Holy fuck!
Yeah,
so I do 52 damage before I roll anything.
Jarrell, it is understood that you're going to kill this thing with the kind of damage you're doing, but I would be amiss if I didn't allow you, should you choose to do so, to tabulate what kind of number this is for your own personal records or ours.
So the first one that was bloodied, I pretty much just like vivisected, like the dog in Return of the Living Dead, and then the second one I legitimately did what was it, like 84 damage in one hit. So it just like pops like a balloon.
As I say, like at that point, you're just like vaporizing it with holy power.
Right. The sheer amount of radiant energy that came out of that, being that it was like 78 amount of radiant damage that I did, literally just over. Just too much air in a balloon, it pops.
Wow.
Yeah.
And there's what are they called? Hellhound bits everywhere.
It's ghastly is what it is. There's still this other one, which to my records has taken no damage yet.
Oh, I was hitting the one that was less damaged. The one that was less
damaged. I had said left or right, but okay, then the one that's damaged on the left is still there and damaged on the left, and the other one went from full health to no longer existing in one hit.
Perfect.
There's nothing left to even put back together. It's just fucking gone. All right, so there we go with that. So you have made your attacks. Do you have anything else you're looking to do with your turn?
Nope. And then there were 2. We started off with 8.
Yeah, there were 2, and these, much like you, the only thing about them that's like you is it has a conditioned immunity to frightened. So it's not going anywhere either.
Right.
Speaking of not going anywhere, since it's the end of your action economy, it is the beginning of this dog's action economy, and he is going to take, at the very least, some umbrage to the fact that there is what you have done to its kin and compatriots, or whatever. It does not, however, have a pact anymore.
We're talking, of course, about the confused one.
Yes, it is confused, so I have to roll a d10, don't I?
And hexed.
Okay, yes. If you haven't, you have moved your hex to it. The one that Jarrell killed first was the one that was hexed.
Oh, no worries then. I'll just bounce it to the next one that's still alive.
It's just, we can understand that the hex is there. Okay, but, alright, so it is confused, and it rolls a 2.
Alright. With a 2, the creature doesn't move or take actions this turn. So I know it wants to get back at Jarrell for what just happened, but it can't.
Too confused.
Okay. It is not frightened. It just can't quite figure out how its jaws work right now. It's a common problem. All right, so we'll move on to what I have labeled as Hound 5, which is engaged with Hoblet, and will make its attack accordingly. It also no longer has any pack near it to necessitate pack tactics, so sorry, no advantage, but an 18 against your armor class. How's that do?
Negatoris Rex.
Oh no, because you had mentioned it was a 20. So no, it does not hit, and its fangs bounce harmlessly off of your armor.
Yeah.
Back to the top of initiative, we have the fabulous Felix Fizzlebottom.
All right. I'm going to bounce the hex from the dead one to the one in front of Hoblet.
To the one in front of Hoblet. Okay.
And I'm going to fire all 3 blasts at it.
All right.
So that even if it doesn't kill it for some reason, it's going to get pushed into the fleas that are still there.
Sounds lovely.
Mm-hmm.
Because, okay, so I looked this up.
Did I forget to take the fleas down?
You did. So hold on a
did
second.
I?
So here's the thing, right? I was looking this up like during like the, before my next turn. It's been a heated debate online, I guess, as to whether Repelling Blast applies per bolt. But because of the fact that other Eldritch Invocations specify once per turn, and Repelling Blast does not, and Jeremy Crawford even said that the first Repelling Blast, if it hits, could push a target out of range for the other ones. If, it's pushed 10 feet outside of the 120 or whatever your range is. So, that leads me to believe, and it seems as though each one pushes 10 feet. Because they are individual hits that all push 10 feet, and they can happen more than once per turn.
Makes sense to me.
So, I'm going to fire all 3 at this one dog, and then if it doesn't die, it's getting pushed 30 feet into the fleas.
I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but when I got knocked prone, did I lose concentration?
We're going to say that you didn't because we didn't cover it at the time.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, you weren't made to roll, and we're not gonna just determine that happened.
That's how you got from my thinking so hard about the fleas.
Yeah, that was on me for not catching that, so the fleas are still there.
It's going to be very hard for me to miss here, since I had a plus 12 to the attack, because the lowest I rolled was a 7 on the die, so we are hitting with all 3.
Yeah.
God, these D10 are going away. I've only rolled like above a 2 once. So this is 1, 2, 2, so those are plus 5 each, so 7 is 14, plus 6 is 20 force damage, and pushed 30 feet into the fleas. Which, if it's still alive, it is entering the area for the first time and must make the save.
Yes, so that is what happens. It is quite bloody as it enters the fleas. What is the save?
Constitution, I think it was, right, Jim?
I believe it is.
Wait, is it the first time or just the first time this turn?
The first time it enters the area on a turn, and then if it ends its turn there. It's the same way as my, it works the same way as my Sickening Radiance.
Right.
Yeah. Sickening Radiance, bro.
Okay, so let's see, and that is a 9 plus 11. That is, that is 11. I think it needed a 15, didn't it?
17.
17. So it's going to take damage.
And that
How
just
much damage
halves.
is it taking?
It was 4d10 plus. Let me find it. 4d10 plus.
It might have just been 4d10.
Oh.
Why did you
If it's 4 dice, it cannot roll below what it would take to kill it. So.
Yes.
Well, let's see how bad it dies then.
Yeah, that sounds wonderful. I like that.
So this poor whimpered hellhound gets pushed into my fleas. Oh my god. They devour this thing. 28? 38?
Oof. Okay.
30, I mean, you hit all 10s in 1 8.
No, 9, 8, 8, 3.
That's not 38.
28.
Yeah, that's still a damn good roll. And more
Your
than
mother's
enough.
a math teacher.
Right, not me.
Yeah, my sister is a singer. Obviously, all the talent can just go to one sibling in certain things.
There's only so many experience points you can hand out, when making kids. So
Yeah.
That's fair.
All right. So, if you don't mind me kind of taking this one on, as the dog is pushed into it, the entire cloud of fleas collapses into a point onto the hound itself and just starts chawing away at it like piranhas on a chunk of meat in the water. And after a few seconds, the dog is literally no longer, as it has been consumed entirely by the fleas.
Nice.
Nice. And that would be when Hoblet would stop the fleas.
Yes. And the fleas
Good
then
call.
dissipate into nothingness as they are a magical effect and not actual
Are there
fleas.
bones left?
And then as a bonus action, I'll bounce the hex to the last living hellhound. Because I should have done the extra necrotic damage, but it was funner. It was more fun to push it into the fleas and let the fleas kill it than the extra necrotic damage. So
Yes.
that.
When one day this is animated as a series, it's going to look great.
Way better.
Yeah.
Maybe in the Japanese version, they'll do the necrotic damage.
Yes. All right.
I don't know.
Is there anything else
There's
on
always
your
like some
turn?
other version of it.
Yeah. Is there anything else on your turn, Hoblet?
Whose turn? It's my turn. Thank
yeah, it's
you.
not my
And
turn.
No, it's
I'm
your turn.
good.
Yes. No. Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah. I got caught up in. his
Hoblet didn't
fleas.
go first.
No, but he
Hoblet
did
didn't
shut
go
off
first.
the flea cloud,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and that's something you
Right,
can
you
do
would
on
shut it
someone
off
else's turn,
at the
right?
end of you'd shut that
Oh.
off on your turn. 'Cause we
Okay,
still have one
that's
alive.
where I got thrown off.
I forgot that there was still one that was alive, so I thought we were out of combat.
Yeah, it doesn't matter because the
My
person
bad.
who was truly wronged by that is, drumroll, Quinn, because we're on to him.
Why am I wronged by what? Because he
Don't
killed
worry.
By the
multiple
fact that I
fleas?
almost accidentally skipped your turn.
Accidentally on purpose, but
Oh.
it's your turn.
The fleas are gone though, right?
The
No.
fleas are now gone.
No,
No, the
No,
fleas
they're
cannot
not.
be
no,
gone.
the fleas are not
They,
gone.
you know what?
Not right.
The fleas
it
are
was
still
not his
currently
turn.
in the act of consuming a dog.
Right.
Okay, so how do I get
they're
around?
functionally gone, but not truly gone.
You don't.
You don't get
don't
around
Wait,
it.
around.
wait. I have declared that all of the fleas are currently on the dog and not in cloud form anymore because of the nature of my
Oh, okay.
description. So the fleas are functionally gone, but not literally gone.
Okay. Well, I don't think I necessarily need to get past them anyway. So if I walk up toward where like the cloud of fleas stops,
Okay.
how far am I
yes.
from the last hound?
You would be about 42 feet.
Great. So we're not even going to get near the fleas. So we're going to be another like 10 feet back from that, and which I think is pretty much where I am anyway. And we're going to cast Dissonant Whispers on the last Hellhound, and it hears the phrase, "You are Cerberus's bitch." And I'm going to cast that at 4th level.
Jesus Christ! Like we're burning all these spell slots on the hounds.
Yeah.
I'm
No.
not.
Go ahead. Go ahead. By all means.
It's okay.
Continue.
It's all right. It just really prevents me from using greater invisibility. It's really all right. Like I don't have that great of spells, so it doesn't really matter.
That's
So
the worst,
I'm going
that
to
is the
cast,
worst logic I've ever heard, but okay.
I'm going to cast it at 4th level. It needs to make a Wisdom saving throw first.
Okay. And that comes up as 10.
Great.
So that's a no.
So it takes. Oh.
He just wanted to roll a lot of dice. That's all it was.
Right,
Like this was
right.
nothing. this was
Everybody else
nothing
got
Did you
to
hear
roll.
that?
But
Did you
show.
hear it? I know.
Yeah,
I
this is
never
for
get
show.
to roll a lot of dice, so. This
It's
is-
such a Quinn move.
I used
Yeah.
to be a rogue, so I used to love rolling dice, but now it's like I don't roll dice often enough. All right, let's see here. So 3 6s is 18, plus 9 is 27,
Dad.
plus 3 is 30.
Is dead.
30
E-
psychic damage.
ED. And because I sort of robbed you of the opportunity earlier, please get descriptive on how this thing is dead.
I mean, I
Dissonant
just whispered in his ear. So I'm gonna
Just falls
say
down dead.
It just gives up on life.
you see its head kind of cock, and blood start pouring out of its ears, and then it just literally just like tips over, and its butt goes in the air.
Nice. That's downward dog.
I mean, yoga is a thing.
Quite literally.
Wow.
All right.
Was that descriptive enough?
I guess golf clap. I mean, for the
Whatever.
absolute
whatever.
overkill.
That's fine. I'm okay with it.
All you did was just push the win more button.
I
popped
never
one like
get
a
to kill
balloon.
things.
Like he definitely gets to kill one if he wants.
Yeah.
No, he can kill one. I'm just saying, like he's wasting precious resources on an
whatever.
injured hellhound.
Okay.
Anyhow.
Literally I went above and beyond. It only did 30 damage. So let's just I'm calling it a win.
Yes.
I'm
All
out.
right. So
I do have some important questions here. Now that the flea cloud is gone, did they leave no dog whatsoever or a perfectly cartoon clean skeleton?
I was intending on nothing whatsoever, but I like the perfectly cartoon clean skeleton, and especially if you're going to make use of it, that's where it is.
Boris is hella gonna pocket a hellhound skull.
All right. Make sure
Like
that you take a note of a hellhound skull for your inventory.
Walks up, just rips it off off the rest of the skeleton.
Yes.
And
And
It
just so
is-
you know, right, this is what Omnius's pet and were modeled after. We're hellhounds. So there's that tidbit of information for you as well.
Interesting. Is definitely an interesting bit of trivia to end this episode on, which is exactly what we're doing because this has been a nice long combat, and I'm sure we've run a little long, and we want to let our audience get on with their lives. But anyway, with dead downward dog and a looted skull, we have a sufficient vignette to leave our party on, and that's what we're going to do. Ladies and gentlemen, please join us next week. But otherwise, if you like us, you can find us on the internet. We're on such places as Twitter @Hapless Heroes. We're on Instagram @Hapless Heroes. We are on Reddit /r/Hapless Heroes Podcast. And if you search for Hapless Heroes Podcast on Facebook, you shall find us there. All of those places will take you to the crown jewel of our internet presence, our Discord server where you can meet and greet and chat and hang out with us on a daily basis. We're there, and we'd love to have you as part of our growing community. If you really like us, though, you leave us a 5-star review on the podcast service of your choice. At this point, this deep in this podcast, and at this point in history, we're absolutely certain that if you have found this podcast, you have a podcast service of choice. If you can leave us a 5-star review there, we will be looking for it. And once we do find it, we will share it with the world so that we can recognize you as the 5-star person that you are. If you really, really like us, you could donate to our Patreon. Patreon.com/Hapless Heroes. We have a variety of reward tiers for the discerning or undiscerning listener, whichever you deem yourself to be. Don't worry, the level of your donation and how discerning you are have nothing to do with each other. You know, everyone's got different resources, what they're willing to give, and what they're able to. And we're not going to judge you one way or the other.
And we do our best to honor you regardless of what tier you sign up for. I mean, because there's literally everything. Bloopers, behind the scenes audio, some extra stuff that Phil recorded as well, like some of his Hedric's little mini podcasts that are going to be, if they're not up already, will be going up soon. As soon as I get those edited down, I managed to recover those from a failed hard drive that actually I was able to replace with your donations audience. So if you are a listener and you are a patron but have not, and are not part of our Discord server, and I had not been able to thank you properly, or if you've not seen my posts about it, I just want you to know that it's because of your donations that we were able to recover those lost recordings. So thank you. We deeply appreciate it.
And if you like us, right now, you love us, Sally Field and the entire whole, all of it, the deal. Was that a phrasing? Sorry. Anyway. Make a Teldurian cookbook. Of course, it has to be based on Pregnart's recipes and include all of the best ones, from the cocktail sausages to the pizza subs or meatball subs, Make sure you have Pregnart's chicken noodle soup in there.
Yeah,
Yep,
exactly.
you got
Yep.
The ice cream sundae has to be included. All the different desserts, and then sell that, and all the proceeds go to help McGoggles.
Or frogs, endangered frogs.
Endangered frogs are fine.
If they're endangered, they're not fine, John.
They will be once the chicken noodle soup recipe sells.
That's what I'm saying. Yes, so use it to help the endangered frogs.
Sure. Not the imaginary frogs, the actual endangered.
Yeah, the real ones. Are there even endangered frog species? I have no idea.
Of course there are. Yeah. There's endangered everything species.
I'm sure there would be.
Humans have that effect on the planet.
Yeah, we're this year into this far into the apocalypse. Now everything's endangered. So.
All right. So to prevent this discussion from
dusty
going
film.
any deeper into the swamp, we're just going to outro our cast and get us on out of here.
But
So to my left, we have Howlet the Smasher, played by James.
Fucking dogs.
To his left, we have Lord and Captain Quinn Southwind, played by Mike.
A little yoga, anybody?
To his left, we have Boris the Butcher, played by Nicole.
I just got a new hat.
To her left, we have Lord Jarrell the Light, played by John.
Until next time.
And to his left, we have the fabulous Felix Fizzlebottom, played by Francesco.
Let's make a new plan.
My name is Dave. I've been your host and Dungeon Master this evening. We'll see you next week for the continuation of this little mini adventure here. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
Put your phone down. Put your phone down.